Well, it looks like history has repeated itself because for the first time in a long time, I've felt like I watched Pirates of the Caribbean once again for the first time. Because this movie is in the same vein as the first Pirates movie in the best ways. First of all, The Rock and Emily Blunt are both awesome. The Rock is, well, The Rock. He's basically charismatic and a jerk sometimes, but he's got a soft side that shines through. Emily Blunt is cocky, but not to the point of being insufferable. Her character is like Evelyn from the Mummy movies after she's matured, but still retaining some of that clumsy librarian charm. There's another actor. One of the names in the picture, not sure which one, but another actor plays Blunt's brother, who, let's just say, has the most character development. He starts out as worse than Jonathan from the Mummy movies, and then he evolves. And there are a few surprises in store. Some people might not like it, but honestly, it gave his character so much more depth. Then, of course, there are the villains who range from cartoonish, like Paul Giamatti as a rival boat tour guy, to The Rock's character, and a bit of a loan shark, and a German character. This film takes place in 1916, so the German character is rather cartoonish. He kind of reminded me of Dick Dastardly, actually. Then there are other characters who I don't want to spoil, but let's just say they are very sympathetic. And once again, we have, I wouldn't call it a trope at this point, but yeah, you could call it a trope. And these tropey characters are somewhat sympathetic, and I'll say no more about that. The effects, both practical and CGI, range from really, really good to just good enough that you can suspend disbelief. The whole world is colorful yet lived in. We see London looking like a flippin' rainbow instead of dark and grimy like it normally is. And honestly, I'm so glad they didn't make it dark and grimy. This film takes advantage of the fact that it takes place mostly in the Amazon, which is very green and populated with colorful animals. The color palette was perfect. Even The Rock's boat is a colorful character unto itself. It's got a sort of a lady's name, and it's like the Millennium Falcon of boats, you know? That's what I got from this. If the Millennium Falcon were a boat, it would be the boat in this movie. The story, which was about a little over 2 hours long, felt considerably shorter, because besides the fact that we hit the ground running, the pace is just so quick, but not so quick that, or not too quick, I should say. It's not to the point where it's relentless or it's hard to follow, but it sort of hits that perfect middle ground where the film feels faster than it really is, because it's never boring. Even the slow moments, you get character development and gorgeous scenery and a bit of ridiculous humor in places. And the character interaction between everyone is very natural. I never felt like they were acting. I felt like they were, well, characters rather than people, but in a good way. Overall, I would say Disney's Jungle Cruise is a voyage worth going on. Be it at home or in the theater, just remember to mask up. And for the life of me, I can't remember why I didn't go on the actual Jungle Cruise ride when I went to Disney World back in 2001, before September. But I'm now regretting it because there were a surprising number of references that weren't intrusive in this story. Overall, I think Disney's finally managed to hit their sweet spot, because, like I said, this film felt like watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movie for the first time again. And none of the sequels. And now I can't help but wonder, what are they going to do with Splash Mountain? Because if they can turn not one, but two old school Disney rides into pretty awesome movies, then I got nothing left. I just hope they can keep up the momentum, because, like I said, this one was worth seeing. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, don't go near the snakes that have red and yellow markings touching each other. They are poisonous. Also, The Rock is a better actor than Hulk Hogan in some places.